Every time you click a link, stream a show, or send a message, it feels instant, almost like magic. But behind the scenes, your data is traveling through a hidden world of cables, servers, and networks. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and map out that hidden world, the real-world infrastructure of your digital life.
So let's kick things off with a really basic question. You're using it this very second, but if someone asked you to explain what the internet actually is, could you do it? It sounds simple, right? But getting the answer right is the absolute first step to understanding how our entire digital world is built.
And to really get to the bottom of that, we have to clear up one of the biggest mix-ups in all of tech. Most of us use the words internet and web like they're the same thing, but they're not even close. So let's break down exactly why they're two very different things.
First up, the internet itself. I want you to think of this as the actual physical hardware of our digital world. It's the tangible stuff, the massive fiber optic cables running under the oceans, the giant server farms, the routers in your neighborhood. The internet is a global network of networks. It's the plumbing, plain and simple.
Now the web. So if the internet is the plumbing, what's the web? Well, that's all the stuff that flows through the plumbing. It's the giant universe of websites, videos, articles, and pictures that you get to through your browser. The web is the information, and it uses the internet to get to you. And this is a fantastic way to think about it. If the internet is this giant global highway system, all the physical roads, bridges, and tunnels, then the web is all the places you can go on that highway. It's the shops, the libraries, the houses, the concert halls. One is the road itself, and the other is what you find along the road.
Okay, so we've got this massive global highway. But how do you and I actually get our car on the road, so to speak? Well, that brings us to the next critical piece of this puzzle, your personal on-ramp to this whole system. That's where your Internet Service Provider, or ISP, comes in. These are the companies you pay every month for access. Think of them as the gatekeepers who build and maintain the local roads that connect your home directly to that big digital highway.
And they get you that connection in all sorts of ways, right? You've got the classic wired stuff, like a physical cable modem line coming into your house, but more and more, it's all about wireless. Whether that's the Wi-Fi signal in your home, a satellite dish for rural areas, or the 5G network that keeps your phone connected absolutely everywhere.
So let's trace that signal for a second. It all starts with your device, your laptop, your phone, whatever. That gadget talks to your modem or router, which then talks to your ISP. And boom, your ISP connects you to the entire global internet. It's this four-step dance that happens in the blink of an eye every single time you go online.
All right, so we've got the hardware, the internet, and we know how we get online. But the way we use it, oh man, that has changed in a huge way over the years. And that brings us to this massive shift in how the web works, something we call the Web 2.0 revolution.
See, the early web, it was pretty much a one-way street, kind of like a giant digital library. You went there, you found some information, and you left. But Web 2.0, it completely flipped the script. It stopped being about just consuming information and started being about creating an interactive experience. The user wasn't just a reader anymore, they were a creator. And what was the main engine driving this whole revolution? You guessed it, social networking sites. All of a sudden, the web wasn't just a place to look up facts. It became a place to connect with people, to share your own life, and to build communities. It turned the web from a monologue into a gigantic global conversation.
And of course, we all know the giants that were born in this era, right? Platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn. Facebook completely changed what friend meant on a digital level, while LinkedIn did the exact same thing for our professional networks. These weren't just websites anymore. They were these massive living ecosystems built by us.
But it wasn't just about connecting with text. Another huge piece of the Web 2.0 puzzle was the explosion of media sharing sites. This is where regular people got the power to become their own broadcasters, sharing their own photos, their own music, and their own videos with the whole world. No traditional gatekeepers required.
And the king of this, of course, is YouTube. I mean, think about it. It totally democratized video. You no longer needed a multi-million-dollar TV studio to get your ideas out there. All you needed was a camera and something to say. That was a game changer for who gets to have a voice.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? The defining shift was from simply accessing information to creating an interactive experience. The web went from being a read-only thing to a read-write thing. Our participation, our content, our interactions, that became the whole point. So, we've gone on this incredible journey, from a static web that was basically a big encyclopedia to the social, interactive web we all live in today, a journey that has completely reshaped our world, which really makes you wonder, what's coming next? What will Web 3.0 look like, and how will it change our digital lives all over again? Thanks for tuning in.